Roadblock style, DJ Lighta versatile. Yeah, hey, this is Roadblock style. DJ Lighta wicked and a wild. In a music style, while. It's been a long time since DJ I boom up the place. Anyway we go and play, the people want to play another day. DJ Lighta.
Welcome everyone, Legacy 90.1. If you just tuned in, DJ Lighta Dub the Jungle Show. Take you through the hours of 7 till 9 PM right here on the big station. We have a very special guest in the studio. You've probably known from the Facebook and all the posts that we've been putting out there. The man himself, Scientist, is in the building. He'll be doing a gig this weekend, so he'll be in Manchester for a while. I think he was down at Piccadilly Radio the other day, and you know, we had to get him on the show here, Legacy 90.1. So I'll be speaking to Scientist about 1:15, so make sure you get your drinks ready, settle yourself. We'll be talking technical, getting an insight to the Dubmaster. So make sure you listen keenly, Legacy 90.1. This is the Dub the Jungle Show.
is here to teach you what's right from wrong. Say it now.
now. 07599 642626.
And the good Lord said, love thy brother than thyself, and everything will be made possible unto you, because he can surely turn the tides. He can push the tempest by. and man is that we give each other love.
Feel the vibe on Legacy.
Are you ready for a career that's life-changing? Then say hello to Trust Care, a care provider employer with a difference, who reinvest every penny of their profits back into the services they provide and the people they employ. Together we care. And that's why the journey begins with giving you the comprehensive training to achieve your care qualifications whilst receiving the real living wage. Find out more about becoming a carer today at trustcare.org.uk. Because caring isn't just a stop in the road, it's a journey.
I've been watching.
Manchester Reggae Festival is returning on Saturday the 30th of July for a massive celebration of reggae music and Jamaican culture at Manchester Academy, featuring performances from Inner Circle, Shakademus and Pliers, Third World, Ika Mouse, Black Uhuru, Horace Andy, Yellow Man, the Queens of Lovers Rock, Janet Kay and Carol Thompson, Gardner, Dub Smugglers and Rough Trade. Tickets are running low and are available to purchase from skiddle.com.
Comedy and after party you've been waiting for. Up for a laugh at the intimate Manchester Stroke Comedy Lounge, 31 Widdy Grove, M4 2BJ, where you'll be giggling the night away to the host of the moment. Fresh from the You Can't Stop Me tour, Christopher Savage. Support from the biggest muscles in comedy, Lavelle Smith, and headlining Britain's Got Talent finalist, Man of the Moment, the Lee Socha Punda. The after party promises to be one for the memory book. 80s versus 90s, Lloyd's Reunion, DJ Sugar versus PIC. On Saturday the 23rd of July. Tickets Skiddo, Fat Soma, Eventbrite, hotline 07787 073 749. We'll see you there. Saturday the 23rd of July.
Hi, I'm Natural Mystic. Help keep Legacy 90.1 flowing through your airwaves by supporting the Love Legacy Recovery campaign. You can get that through Legacy's website at legacy901.com. Thank you.
If you have an upcoming event, a project happening, or an important announcement you'd like the community to be aware of, Legacy 90.1 FM are able to offer advertising packages tailored to meet your needs. To request an advertising pack or for further information, email advertising@legacy901.co.uk. Also, don't miss out on the key information about Legacy, so please follow the station on social networks at Legacy 90.1 FM on Facebook and Instagram, and Legacy 901 FM on Twitter. Legacy 90.1 FM. Feel the vibe.
Legacy 90.1.
Baby, me Uncle Joe, watch him a wait out a door. A belly leak Uncle Joe. Craven I go choke, but it no bad down want to licky whoa yo.
And welcome back to Dub the Jungle Show with DJ Lighta, take you through the hours of 7 till 9 p.m. We have in the studio the main man himself, Hopton Overton Brown. We all know him as the scientist. Hopton, you want to say hello?
Hello, Manchester. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be alive and glad to be here.
Brilliant. So yeah, we have Hopton in the studio. He'll be doing a gig this weekend in Manchester, so make sure you do check out my Facebook, DJ Lighta's Dub the Jungle Show page. On there you'll be able to get all the information about the gig for this Saturday, so please check it out. So Hopton, aka the original scientist, thank you for coming to Manchester, and thank you for taking time to come into the studio at Legacy.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
No problem. So we'll start with a few questions. We've put a few questions together which we talking more to do with the technical side of the music. But one thing that we do want to know is, Upton, as scientist, he was very young when he got into this, and like the tune in the background, he was about 16 years old?
About, yeah.
16 years old. It's crazy that a 16-year-old can create this. So you started very young. What was it that really brought you to the music?
I was at TV. I started learning how to fix televisions, and eventually I was trying to learn how to build amplifiers. So a friend of mine who I grew up with recommended King Tubby's Roots of Dub.
Yeah.
And from that part, with all the different sound effects, it sparked the interest at that point.
Okay, so that's where the love of it started.
Yeah. It's still my favorite album until today.
It's a brilliant album.
It's a brilliant album.
It is a fantastic album. It really is. That kind of sets the presidency at that time for what dub is going to be.
Yes.
It was fun. It's a foundation. It's a foundation album. If you're into your dub, it's one of the albums that you've got to have.
Yes.
Yeah. As well as a lot of yourself albums that you've brought out many years ago that create some great sound. So from there, back in Jamaica, being a young boy and being around all this creativity, you obviously was watching what was going on and kind of taking that in yourself before anyone actually said, do you want to come and try this or try that? Was that what it was? You looking from afar, or was you just straight in there?
Not exactly. I was learning how to build amplifier. I had a crazy thought. I wonder if I could build a console. So I start reading up books.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted was to go to a real studio to see if the theory that I have in my head, if it was correct. So I've been to Coxon's, did a bunch of work up there, like the sugar mine at Willie Williams. But after visiting those places, I realized that it's not just a one-man operation, like if you build an amplifier. It was a little bit more. You need more to do it then.
Right.
Then I was up at Tubby's starts working up there buying parts. Then it becomes a thing, hey, I'm going downtown, stay here until I come back. Hey, I'm not coming tomorrow, open up the shop. And then he didn't come sometime till 3. And his thing is, by that time, he was not interested in mixing music like, for a whole bunch of people, like the kind of stage I might know.
Yeah.
So a particular client came, and the regular person who usually worked there wasn't available, was always very unreliable. So Tubby's made me a bet. I bet if I send you around here, you don't know the first thing to do. But by that time, I watched a bit, so the theory that I had in my head had started. Okay, this is how it's done. So after watching them and being around Cox and working there a couple of times, okay. And he pretty much lost on his bet. The first song went #1. And after that, I never won the next transformer, fix the next television set.
Yeah, that was just rocketed straight from there.
Yeah.
The love of it. So back then you was using certain equipment, so we're going back many years ago.
Yeah.
What type of equipment was you using to, like, what you do today? Is there a big difference? Is there certain frequencies you can get from certain sounds back then and you can't now?
We were using the best of the best. The API, the Neves. A lot of people want to dwell on the theory that analog is better, it gives you a better bass, and all that nonsense, verbal garbage, is not true. Because the problem with tape machines, any tape machine, including vinyl, you have certain built-in flaws. Like one of the main one is wow and flutter. Turntables have it, cassette have it any moving obstacle, it has a wow and flutter, and what that basically is, the tape is not spinning at a very constant speed.
Okay, so it can change different.
It changes. It depends where if you just put on the tape, it has one value, and as soon as the take-up reel start getting heavy, then it starts slowing down a bit. Or it starts, if you look at it at like say 16,000 hertz, you can see the needle dancing all over the place.
Okay.
So analog equipment having all these flaws that digital come and solve. Like for example, the moment you hit tape, it doesn't matter which tape. The most expensive tape machine out the box, the moment you hit tape, it's a second generation. With digital, it remains one generation all the way through.
Right, okay.
So, I can achieve...
So you say it's more reliable, the digital?
Digital is way more reliable.
Yeah.
And you don't need a whole bunch of mumbo-jumbo like the alignment chips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That you used to have. You have a brand new tape machine, okay, the alignment is this, but because of the friction from the tape is sort of like a very mild sandpaper that eventually wear out the heads and wear out the tape gap. And then the dirt that built up on top of it. So when you start getting to the very high frequency 16K, remember you always have to clean the heads, align the heads and all of that. No, with digital you don't need that anymore.
No. It takes all that away.
And from studio to studio,
yeah,
you know, you have to always line the machine, so when you go to Harry J and they have to put on the tape with all these test tones or wherever you go, you try to get it back as close as possible.
Yeah.
So digital come and completely solve all that problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus it can work out a lot cheaper as well for someone who wants to start making music with digital to a lot of analog stuff.
I was just talking to a youngster. I was giving him some advice how to go about it, and he been able to use a $200 mic and produce very, very good quality.
Yeah.
Back in the analog, if you don't have the money to go to a studio,
this is it.
Then you got left out. But digital now makes it more affordable.
Yeah.
Makes it easier. So a lot of people can't believe that I'm saying that, but I don't want to work on an analog disc anymore.
No.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah. Especially like you say, with there's so many flaws and it just doesn't weigh up.
No. Yeah, but analog console and just say you have a setting on the EQ at say 1 kilohertz. In electronics, they have what you call the accelerated life cycle of the component, and depends on the temperature. So you might have EQ set at 1 kilohertz. As time goes on, and the capacitor, where are the different components change value, then you find that 1 kilohertz is no longer 1 kilohertz anymore. It might be 1 point something, and it was 950 or something. So you have all these different variables with analog.
But digital, you can pinpoint exactly what it is at that time.
Yeah, at the time when it just...
Point whatever, you know what it is.
Yeah, but digital come and erase all that problems.
Yeah. Well, that's it. There's a lot of people. It's like my son. He's nearly 16 years old, and he's started to make music himself, and he's doing it for a laptop and with a keyboard, and he's making some really good music. You know, as a young boy, and if it was going back, I don't know, say 40 years ago, he probably wouldn't have that opportunity to be able to express his creativity.
Yes, but here's what the real difference is that I think people confused about. Back 40 years ago, like in Scare Rocksteady, you had the best writing and musical composition.
Right.
Just because nowadays, because everybody can have some equipment at their home, you find that the musical composition is not as good.
Right.
So people kind of get it twisted when they say, well, analog sound better than digital. What sound better? Are they talking about the musical composition, are the technical aspect about it.
Yeah.
The technical aspect is way better. Oh, you can get better fatter bass with vinyl. That's nonsense. Because if you know anybody who played like turntables in a dance, you have to have sponge or something, or if you crank the bass, then it starts to feedback.
Feedback, yeah. Sometimes it's good to get like a slab of concrete under the turntables. That helps solve the problem as well.
Well, I know sponge because the sponge decouple it.
Yeah.
A slight vibration can go through the speaker to the block.
Yeah.
And then eventually feed back into the
decks.
Into the deck. So what usually used is a thick sponge that isolates it.
Yeah.
So if you start drenching 30 hertz, a lot of people go say, oh, you don't need those frequencies.
Yeah.
Well, the vinyl not going to be able to produce those frequencies. But digital can do it. An MP3 can do it.
Right.
Vinyl can't do it.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes when people get broken into old ways.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that. I'm a bit into my old ways. I think collecting vinyl for me was also looking at the album covers as well,
artwork.
and the artwork, and it comes hand in hand. You know, it's that's.
Yeah, but I bet if Hitler could wake up out of his grave and see these jets now, the F-16, his Luftwaffe, as it would look like it.
Yeah, he wouldn't look backward. Yeah.
So things always progress.
Yeah, I like to mix it up a bit, especially when I'm on radio. Bit of vinyl, bit of digital.
Well, just imagine if you was doing all vinyl, you couldn't have all this pre-programmed done. You'd have to have stacks and stacks and stacks. I don't know, to some people it might look impressive. They come into a dance hall with all these crates of records.
And crates of records, yeah.
Yeah, even like when I go, like the stuff I'm going to be doing at Band in the Wall, I'm going to just have a computer.
Yeah.
And a hard drive with a couple terabytes, and I could have several hours of music with way better quality.
Yeah, it goes on forever.
It goes
thousands
on
and thousands of records, tunes, you know, especially with the MP3s as well, because they do sound, quite good 320 MP3.
Well, here's where MP3s got its bad name, bad reputation. I remember in the days with dial-up. Modem, you had was to encode the MP3 like 32 kilobits, and by that time it loses quality.
Yeah.
So people latch on to say, wave is better, better. But if you encode it, because of the high-speed internet that we have now, if you encode your MP3 in above even 96, you can't really tell the difference. Like when I give people my MP3s, they're confused. It and the wave sound identical.
Yeah, there's no. I've noticed that if you get a good MP3 at 320, a good quality one, it sounds. You can't really.
What, 0.000001 difference? Who can hear that?
Exactly. Who's going to hear that? And not only that, it takes up so much more memory on the WAV. Yeah.
That's just imagine. Well, then most of these streaming service, they kind of give people what they want, but it's really MP3 they're streaming from.
Yeah.
And if you want to be thinking that you're getting something better by a wave,
you're not.
Yeah.
And you're paying that little bit extra as well. Probably double.
Yeah, because it takes up more resources, more everything.
Yeah, it does.
And not unless you're dealing with, like, say, a photograph, and then the frames. You have more frames.
Yeah, per second, yeah.
Yeah, per second, that a wave might be suited. But sometimes people sending me music to listen if I want to mix it, and they think by sending me a wave,
it's going to be more. It's going to be more impressive.
No, it's not.
No. Yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed as well. I remember years ago when we used to be able to put probably 50 songs on an MP3 and a CD. Where with what you're going to get an album, just one album probably you'll get on there. Well, years ago when we used to have the MP3s, used to just tons of them.
Yeah, it's the same thing with when you back in the day with recording and tape. You go on the pit at 15 inches per second, about 5 songs.
Yeah.
and each tape costs $300.
Yeah,
and a hard drive that can hold 100 songs is what?
Yeah, a lot easier.
A lot easier. You don't have to carry it. You just stick it right in your pocket and you go about your business.
Yeah, you can see from when you look at old footage from the old studios, it's just tapes.
A tape. And guess what? The other problem, everybody who have those tape better start baking them and transfer them.
Yeah.
Because the tape get deteriorated.
That's right. With the moisture in the air and everything just ruins it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it ruins the tape.
Does,
a lot of people have valuable tapes that if they don't start baking them,
it's game over.
Game over. So anybody have tape, give up the nonsense, bake them, transfer them over to digital format.
You got a chance.
And forget about it.
Yeah.
It's not going to deteriorate.
Yeah. You do find that because when you do look at the old footage and you think some of the reels are hanging off this side, and you think, just treat them a little bit better, because, like you say, they just deteriorate so quick.
Every time you wear it, even if it's a brand new tape, right? Every time you play it, if you clean the deck, right, and you play the tape one time, you're going to still see some microscopic magnetic dust keep falling off, and the more you play it, because of the friction, is the more it eventually wear out.
And that comes onto the music.
Yeah, but some people think, but they even build software now to put pops into music.
I've seen it.
I don't know why people want to hear that.
Yeah, when I seen that, I just thought, what's the point in that? Why put a crackle into a song that sounds so crisp? Because, I collect vinyl, and now if I get pops in my tunes, I don't like it, so I'd rather keep it nice.
Right.
So I won't say, get some crackles in that. It sounds brilliant. It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. But again, you could cook the best food, and to you, it's nice.
Yeah. And
somebody tastes it and say it's awful.
That's right.
I come to the conclusion it's not always what I like. I have to stand my ground sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's also what other people like.
Yeah.
You could never tell.
No, definitely.
Yeah. The next crap that's been going on for decades in the industry. The guitar amplifier. We have to have the guitar amplifier. All right. Guitar amplifier for live music especially, it causes so much problems. And trying to get a guitarist from his guitar amplifier is like trying to take a baby off his mommy's breast.
Right.
And the show we did at
in
Jazz
London.
Cafe,
Yeah.
zero guitar amplifier. But when you hear the quality,
it comes out much better.
Much better.
Right.
Much better. And at first, everybody was crazy about it. A special tone.
Yeah.
There's nothing. The amplifiers you see us building here, there, and a guitar amplifier, there is no difference. The only difference is one has more power.
Right.
So instead of one have 2KT88, the one that you see us building have 16 with bigger transformer.
Right.
But it's the same circuitry. The tone control that you see for the bass and treble is a very generic thing. The same tone control inside of your car stereo, your TV set is the same exact circuit. Nothing magical, but because these companies wants to keep fooling musicians into believing that you need a guitar amplifier that keeps them in business, and because the musician doesn't really know any better.
No,
they goes along with it. Now, most of these, I hear Fender went out of business.
Really?
Yeah, and a bunch of them went out of business. They stopped making vacuum tubes.
Okay.
Why you need to build vacuum tubes? You have MOSFET transistors that can do the same thing and take the same amount of voltage.
Right. Okay.
As a vacuum tube. So why? I hear people come up with the garbage. It's warmer, it's better, it's fatter. When you put it, put what they're talking about on the test instrument, if it's fatter, it's supposed, when you put it on a board plotter, you're supposed to see a rise in bass frequency.
Okay.
You're not seeing that, because when we're testing it, our goal is to have a straight line from 20 to 20,000 cycles with a small variance. No more than plus and minus 3. Like if we build an amplifier and we inject, say, 20 hertz inside of it, If it got on -3, good, great, acceptable. -6, something like that, something is wrong with the amplifier. It's not passing that frequency.
Okay.
Right, so we need to make the necessary adjustment, whether the capacitors, the resistor, to get it to pass that frequency.
Yeah.
If it does it anywhere without the band, within the band, 1 kit, whatever frequency we see a dip, a sharp dip or a short, right? Then the amplifier is defective.
Okay.
So we need to find out what inside the circuitry that
is creating that jump.
That creating that problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what they're talking about, it give you better bass.
Yeah.
Well, the test instrument not showing it giving a better bass.
I suppose sometimes you'll get the guitarist who, because he's playing the instrument, he knows best, and that's not always the case.
That's here's what the sound that we got there at the Jazz Cafe. The reason why we got that quality is because the musicians allow me to be the engineer and I allow them to be in charge of the music. It's a teamwork. And the problem is when you get somebody who's musician, well, I've been singing like this since I've been 2 years old and I have many hits. No, put the mic inside their mouth like this. But this is how I've been singing since I've been 2 in church. Well, it doesn't matter how much hits you have. This is the wrong position for the microphone.
Yeah.
And you cannot get most of them to break out of those habits, especially if they get some kind of a success singing like this. You have a very famous singer who continues to sing like this till he passed away.
Yeah. Yeah, you do find that, and there's no the ego won't allow him to look past that. But it is almost. We'll keep talking, and what we're going to do, we're going to go to an advert break about 1:45. But I've got a few more questions for scientists. So we'll delve into that. I'm just going to go into a quick song and then go into an advert break. We'll come straight back and we'll pick the brains of scientists a little bit more and get a little bit more knowledge on what really is going on. So just hold tight and listen to this.
Feel the vibe on Legacy.
You said you're the best, but when I'm around, you're the second best.
Music lovers, are you ready for this? The Strictly Vinyl Cup Clash 2022. Now listen carefully. When we say vinyl, we mean vinyl. No CDs, no laptops, no dubplates. Strictly plastics. Taking place Saturday the 9th of July 2022 at the Morgan's Bar, 30 Talbot Road, Manchester M16 0PF. Featuring 5 contestants from around the UK. Fluid Irie from Leeds, DJ Tubbs from London, New Dimension with DJ Sugar from Manchester, Tenfold Willpower Sound from Sheffield, and Mr. Clement from Birmingham. Hosted by Lady V from V-Rocket. Sound supplied by King Solomon and early one by Sylvester the Cat and DJ Defender. Doors opening from 9 p.m. Clash starts 11 p.m. sharp. Limited £15 tickets available from Skiddle.com. Plus Manchester outlets Chicken Run and Sister Naomi. This is the most anticipated clash after lockdown. The Strictly Vinyl Cup Clash. Tune, speech and delivery. Who will be the winner? Saturday 9th of July at the Morgan's Bar in Manchester. I'll see you there.
Join us at the prestigious Food and Groove Festival on Saturday the 6th of August 2022 at the Irish World Heritage Centre, Cheetham Hill, Manchester, MAOAE. Treat your taste buds to a variety of delicious national and international cuisines offered on the day. See A-list artists performing live such as Alexander O'Neill, Dexter Wanzel, Loose Ends, Omar and many more. Event starts at 12 noon till 11 p.m. Sponsors of this event are Ancoats Car Sales, 8-Track Spice Rum, OPM, Nero Vodka and Chicken Run Takeaway. Get your tickets at foodandgroovefestival.com, also on universe.com and skiddle.com.
If you have an upcoming event, a project happening, or an important announcement you'd like the community to be aware of, Legacy 90.1 FM are able to offer advertising packages tailored to meet your needs. To request an advertising pack or for further information, email advertising@legacy901.co.uk. Also, don't miss out on the key information about Legacy, so please follow the station on social networks at Legacy 90.1 FM on Facebook and Instagram and Legacy 901 FM on Twitter. Legacy 90.1 FM. Feel the vibe.
Legacy 90.1.
And welcome back. If you just tuned in, this is the Dub to Jungle show on Legacy 90.1 with myself, DJ Lighta. Every Thursday, 7 till 9 p.m, right here on the big station, Legacy 90.1. We have Upton Overton Brown, aka The Scientist, in the studio. We've been talking music, we've been talking technical equipment and so on. Hope you've enjoyed the chat we've been having. We've got so much more to talk about. So, Upton, we just finished off there before the advert break and we was talking about equipment from musicians using certain, take for instance the guitarist with the guitar amps, and you're saying like it's probably not an idea to use that one, which creates a better sound, but you do find there's a lot of musicians that won't step out of what they've always done. Like he was talking about, there's certain people who hold the mic, certain artists who maybe hold the mic wrong, and have always done that. So when you're telling them try it this way, that way, they're like, well, I'm the artist, I know what to do. But just because you can sing and you've got a good voice, it doesn't mean you know about the sound.
No. Here's a good analogy. You have a brain surgeon and you have a heart surgeon. When something wrong with the heart, they say go see that doctor over there. Right? When something wrong with your brain, it's not the same guy being all. And Like for example, back in the day, right, a whole bunch of big name musicians, because I'm the one that always coming up with things 30 years ahead. Right, so all the big name musicians, oh, they don't want to do that. Oh, no, we want to do it our way. We have many hits. So you get a young band, for example, when High Times player just come in, they just wanted us to play. They allow me to take care of the technical aspect, and I allow them to deal with music.
Yeah.
And as a result of that teamwork, that band starts sounding bigger and better and fatter every day because they just allow me to do my work.
Yeah, no egos.
No egos.
Yeah.
Oh, I work with Bob Marley.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then when they get on the stage, they're not understanding how they're creating their own problems.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear myself. Why? And they start shouting out that to the audience because they're incompetent and want to make it look like
it's not that they're not the problem, it's someone else who's messing
it's someone
it up.
is the problem. When it's them on stage is the problem.
They've not been listening from the start.
Because them don't want to listen from the start, so they want a scapegoat to blame.
Yeah.
So I'm at a stage now, if I see that is a band going to give me problems, I'm not willing to take. I'm not a king. I like working with people, but don't try and tell me that 1-on-1 is 11. You won't be able to convince me that 1-on-1 is 11.
Yeah, yeah.
I won't have it.
Yeah, yeah. Allow you to do what you're good at, and you stay in your lanes.
Yeah. And then the both of us can create the best results.
Exactly.
Because the worst thing for me, is to give me all the equipment in the world, and the people who you give me, they can't play. I can do my best. I can make your nonsense sound a little bit clearer, but it's not going to be as good as some people who really have the talent to perform.
Yeah, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, so it's teamwork.
Totally. But you're not going to get that when egos are in the way, and that's one of the biggest problems, especially with. Well, it's with everything really, from sports to music and everything. The egos kind of stop things progressing in a much better, positive way.
Well, it's outside of the entertainment. It's even some of the politicians.
Yeah, they're all at it. Everyone's at it. So, do you prefer to say work with a younger band who is more hungry, just to kind of take the knowledge from yourself? Do you find that to be a lot easier for yourself because you kind of, like you say, you're not at the problem of, I want you to do this and have to explain it. They kind of understand that you know what you're doing. So by the time we've got from A to B, it's not taken so long because we've had to go through the whole nonsense of cutting out the egos.
I like working with experienced people, but most of all, I like working together as a team.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter if it's a old band or a new band, just as everybody stay in their lane.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also make speakers. I've seen the pictures, and I remember I'd done you a logo with a dog on the top as well. Do you remember that? A long time ago, that was one of your speakers. I've noticed them. I remember we was on the phone a good few years ago when you was telling me about the speakers that he's building, and he was going into the technical side. Obviously, I don't know, but I'm trying to take in what you're saying. So, can you just elaborate on like you building speakers and why you've started to do that and so on?
Well, you find what's out there now. We hear, like, for example, the songs that was coming from Channel 1. With the current speaker system out there, you cannot really deliver what you're supposed to deliver, because by time the kick drums start sounding or the bass starts sounding the way how people want to play it sound, the speakers can't handle it. They start crapping out.
Right.
And, see, if you just say, for example, you build a car is say 1,000 horsepower in theory, and everything looks good on the printout and the computers. The real test is where the driver starts to drive it.
Yeah.
And if you can't hear, then you can't produce.
Yeah.
So that's what drew me to do it. I'm building some equipment, some other equipment, and I know a lot of people rightfully angry why they don't get the stuff yet, but it's not all me.
Yeah.
You find in anything you're doing, especially if it's you alone you're doing it, there always going to be changes, and then have to wait on the factories. Like again, this is a major chip company,
Yeah.
right, that I've been dealing with, and I'm going through their. I look up to them.
Yeah.
I would say, okay, these guys, this is what they do every day. I'm going to follow their lead, and I'm going through one of them schematic that I'm having it and with this particular chip that I'm using to build this unit, and I'm looking at it and something just not making any technical sense.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me call them and ask them about this data sheet that they release. Oh my gosh, we didn't realize that. Good thing I didn't build it because it was a costly mistake. So I had was to wait on them to fix what they're fixing. Now they fix it. I'm glad I didn't send it off to build it. So a lot of people out there, they're rightfully angry, but when they get it, they're going to be so pleased about it.
Well, that's it. You know, you don't. There's no point in putting something out there that you say you want to put your name behind it and say this is good. You want it to be right. It has to be right. And like you say, it is down to the driver. You're the driver. You need someone like yourself to say, well, that's not quite right. And you go, like you say, go back to the drawing board. You make tweaks and so on.
Well, yes. The reason why we don't have airplanes dropping out the sky every day is because the people who build it is willing to admit to their mistake. Okay, why this airplane crash? And they went and they go through the voice recorders, go through the data recorder, and they do everything in their power to prevent it.
That's why they have the black box.
The black box, yeah, because they go through that, and every move, everything is being analyzed. And okay, well, this is the part that failed, so you learn from your mistake.
Yeah.
And this is why flying is safer and safer, because the people who build it have to be. The way you get good, the first rule is you have to be honest to yourself. Like when I'm in the studio, I mix a record, I carry to them, not good enough.
No.
And I go back the next day and constantly making changes. So I personally been through all the different trials, and at this point I know definitely what works from what doesn't work. So I don't want to sound like I'm an egotistical person.
No, it's just your way. It's just the way you.
But each person needs to do what they do best.
Exactly.
Because I've been through just about all the different trial and error.
Yeah.
I'm still willing to try new things.
Yeah.
But I've been just about all of them to know that, hey, dude, when you see the train coming, do not get in front of it. Right? You will not survive a speeding train.
Yeah, no. You've got to admit when you got to listen to someone else who knows what they're talking about.
I was willing to listen to people because I still listen to them.
Yeah.
Anyone can make a mistake, but the problem is when you find that there is a mistake and the people say, no, we are Lamborghini. How little you from Jamaica tell us we make a mistake. That is where the real problem comes in.
That's it. They need to look at them themselves.
Yes, so they was glad that I pointed out it, because it would have made them look so bad.
Oh, definitely in the long run it would do.
Yeah. When I know I'm right, and you try to tell me now to take everything out of the book to tell me 1 and 1 is not 2 and 1 and 1 is 11, then hey, I don't want to listen to you because there's no logic. You can't even go to 3, but you're telling me that, look here, 1, 2, 3. You can't even go 3.
Yeah.
And you try to tell me that 1 and 1 is 11.
Yeah.
That's the people I don't listen to. So somebody coming to me and giving me a logical sense why 1 and 1 is not 11, I'm going to humble myself and listen to them. I'm working with musicians, and I might have a particular way of doing things, but based on the circumstances, after I analyze it, all right, Oh yeah, he's right. Let's do it. Let's do it that way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So the first rule of getting perfect, you have to admit when you're wrong.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, that's a very good point. Also, I wanted to talk about your master classes. I've noticed you've been doing a lot of them, and people who wanted to get into, well, not just even dub. It can just be down to like just engineering and stuff like that. You know,
There's a misconception out there. Dub is very hard, right? It's not easy. But before you get to dub, right, the music have to be recorded right. It have to be engineered right. So a lot of people under this misconception, oh, a dub engineer. Yeah, the dub is just one part of it. Dub is just the performance
of the specific genre of music you're dealing with.
Of the engineer.
Yeah.
Right, but to get the kick drum to sound, or the set, you have the quality like where you hear on like Barrington Levy A side. You have to also have that skill set. Then when you come to do the dub and you know how to set up a console, then it will have the correct effect.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got one more last question for you. Is there anywhere in the world that you would like to tour?
In the universe, you mean?
In the in this galaxy, in this Milky Way.
I want to meet my little space brothers.
I think we did that on the last album cover.
Oh yeah.
A few of them are on there. Go and check it out. Yeah. So, is there anywhere that maybe you'd like to tour? Because I've noticed on the internet, there's a lot of people come to South America, and that would be pretty cool. But yourself, anywhere?
The world is a big, beautiful place. There's no one place in the world that have everything. You want some of this, you have to come to England. You want some of that, you have to go to America, and so forth.
Yeah.
You know, everywhere have its own flavor and its own good. And I like the different flavors. Just imagine if everybody on earth looked like me.
I know.
You imagine how boring it would be?
Oh, yeah. It would be a very boring place if we
if
was all the
everybody
same.
looked like me, right?
Well, I'm not saying because they look like you. Me as well.
We'd get bored of each other.
Yeah, we would. It would be so boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it'd be nice just to everyone to experience something new.
Of course,
Yeah.
I always want to experience something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even though, here's what I do. My typical day is hell to get me out the house.
Really?
Yeah. I get up, I do electronics, and the only time I go outside is to buy some food. I'm not quite interested to see too much of what outside.
Oh, yeah, just in your own bubble. And
especially when it comes to certain public holidays.
Yeah.
I'm off the street because that's where all the weirdos and all the
Oh, it all goes on.
and they all
Yeah,
go. So
yeah.
like in LA, when everybody going shopping on a weekend,
You
not
stay-
for me.
No.
I let them all have it, and then Monday when everybody's at work,
You go and do your best.
that's the time
Yeah,
I go and do
yeah.
my business. Go to the car wash, do everything because there's
Well,
less
it's much
people.
better. Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I'm not a big people person, especially the hustle and bustle and all that stuff going on. I'm not into that.
I'm not too much into that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either. I'd sit inside all day in my own little bubble.
I feel at peace because I can control what goes on in my circle.
Yeah.
Nowadays, when you go out there, you never know what kind of a nutcase you go run into.
Well, you don't know. This is it. You don't know. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen out there. So, the world been through a very bad time, and thank God me and you were not horizontal. And I don't like hear people talk about, oh, he's larger than life. There's nothing larger than life.
No. Very true. We just experience what it's like. Experience what you give to the world. I think a lot of people appreciate what you've done over the years. But yeah, we're all human. We're all the same.
Everyone is allowed to make a mistake, but when you don't want to acknowledge your mistake, that is where the real problem comes in.
Yeah. That's when it's no point working with them anymore.
No, you
There's no
can't
point.
acknowledge.
No, time's too precious for that. Like you said, you've gone through so many years of be able to say this is who I want to work with and this and who I don't, which is right in,
Just look how much the artists that we both grew up with is not here anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Life is a very fragile thing. The next second is promised to nothing.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true. Just this last year, the amount of artists, especially some of the iconics, likes of Uroy and so. But yeah, you just don't know when time.
No one knows.
No one knows. But you're in town. You're in Manchester, which is great. It's brilliant that we've got Scientist again in Manchester, and you're gigging on the weekend.
And I want to rid Manchester of all the evil vampires.
Get rid of that curse.
Oh yeah. If I had one wish in life, I would like to rid the world of the evil spirits.
You'll need 1 billion lifetimes yourself just to get through.
Just get started.
Just get started. You won't even scratch the surface.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks, Scientist, for coming in and spending some time with us in the studio. Our listeners will be absolutely loving the fact that you are in the studio. You're back into Manchester. You got a gig this weekend. I'm also playing on that gig as well, so check it out.
Yeah, well, I hope to see everybody there at Ban on the Wall, and that's nice up the place. And please bring your best behavior. No rude boy business. No problems.
None of that. We don't deal with none of that.
Yeah,
Band on the Wall, it's good because the clientele is all different, so it's great. But yeah, thanks again, Scientist, for coming in. And I'm gonna we've got another 55 minutes to go. So what I'm gonna do is what I normally do. I'm gonna play you some tunes, and I'm literally just gonna hit you with just enough Scientist stuff now. And get yourselves ready for the weekend because the weather is going to be good. And yeah.
I'd rather to be poor and clean and humble than to be rich in mansions. And the poor man cries around me.
Feel the vibe on Legacy.
You said you're the best, but when I'm around, you're the second best.
Music lovers, are you ready for this? The Strictly Vinyl Cup Clash 2022. Now listen carefully. When we say vinyl, we mean vinyl. No CDs, no laptops, no dubplates. Strictly plastic. Taking place Saturday the 9th of July 2022 at the Morgan's Bar, 30 Talbot Road, Manchester M16 0PF. Featuring 5 contestants from around the UK. Fluid Irie from Leeds, DJ Tubbs from London, New Dimension with DJ Sugar from Manchester, Tenfold Willpower Sound from Sheffield, and Mr. Clement from Birmingham. Hosted by Lady V from V-Rocket. Sound supplied by King Solomon and early one by Sylvester the Cat and DJ Defender. Doors opening from 9 p.m. Clash starts 11 p.m. sharp. Limited £15 tickets available from Skiddle.com. Plus Manchester outlets Chicken Run and Sister Naomi. This is the most anticipated clash after lockdown. The Strictly Vinyl Cup Clash. Tune, speech and delivery. Who will be the winner? Saturday 9th of July at the Morgan's Bar in Manchester. I'll see you there.
Join us at the prestigious Food and Groove Festival on Saturday the 6th of August 2022 at the Irish World Heritage Centre, Cheetham Hill, Manchester, MAOAE. Treat your taste buds to a variety of delicious national and international cuisines offered on the day. See A-list artists performing live such as Alexander O'Neill, Dexter Wanzel, Loose Ends, Omar and many more. Event starts at 12 noon till 11 p.m. Sponsors of this event are Ancoats Car Sales, 8-Track Spice Rum, OPM, Nero Vodka and Chicken Run Takeaway. Get your tickets at foodandgroovefestival.com, also on universe.com and skiddle.com.
If you have an upcoming event, a project happening, or an important announcement you'd like the community to be aware of, Legacy 90.1 FM are able to offer advertising packages tailored to meet your needs. To request an advertising pack or for further information, email advertising@legacy901.co.uk. Also, don't miss out on the key information about Legacy, so please follow the station on social networks at Legacy 90.1 FM on Facebook and Instagram and Legacy 901 FM on Twitter. Legacy 90.1 FM. Feel the vibe.
Legacy 90.1.
I just want to say one time, thanks for Hopton Overton Brown, aka Scientist, for coming in the studio. It was amazing. Sat with the man himself and talking technical side of music. Make sure you check out my Facebook page, DJ Lighta's Dub to Jungle Show. You'll be able to check out the gig that is coming up on there this weekend in Manchester, featuring Scientist. Text line 0759 964 2626. Got to send a shout to the text line crew. Saying loving listening to what scientists got to say about the technical side of music. Also we're from 021 saying that they make dub, and they've been trying to says here quite early in making dub because they really love it. They're only young and they're getting into it, and it was nice to listen to what scientists had to say. You know, it's good that the youngsters are also actually listening to people like scientists in the industry who has been around and created such amazing music and amazing sounds. It's good to hear the youth that are actually taking note instead of just kind of thinking to know it all or going to someone who's arguably been in the game, taking advice. But yeah, check out this weekend. Scientist is in town and he's gigging, so check it out.
got my sister Sandy and my little brother Gray. Yeah, yeah. By a big old wagon to almost run away. Yeah. Live out in the country.
Legacy 90.1.
It's coming from the tip of your tongue.
As we just finish off the show with some nice scientist work. Once again, thank you, scientists, for coming in the studio and spending some time with us. Hope you've all have enjoyed the show. Well, the tunes have been great anyway. And it's nice to delve into the mind of scientists. Make sure you do check out his show. He's in town. Get around to send my shout outs today. Gotta send a shout response Pliskin, Northern Front Records, Digital Function Records. Shout to Rough Trade, Prince Hammer, Wizzy Dan the Cocoa Basket Man. Catch Wizzy digging the Cocoa Basket here on Legacy 90.1 Sundays from 4 till 6 p.m. JLS, can't sing, I can't dance, but I do play good tunes. Catch Sylvester the Cat here, Legacy 90.1. Saturday mornings from the hours of 10 a.m. to midday. Taking you old school with the ska, classic reggae. Gotta send a shout out to Billy, tuned in from Canada. Said he loved the interview with Scientist. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm not sure how you're listening. I think you may be on TuneIn Radio, but if you haven't got the app already, Billy, you can download it. It's free. Legacy 90.1 on Android and also the iPhone. But you probably even listen to it on there. But yeah, thanks for listening, and please spread the word around Canada. Legacy 90.1, the number one station. 069, thanks again for listening. Yeah, loved the interview, thank you. And also, you loved the first interview that we did. Yeah, that one was about 5 years ago. And it was done right here, Legacy 90.1. But yeah, it was really good to interview Scientist again. Looking forward to gigging with him as well this weekend. Got to send a shout out to Harrison. Tuned in, listening to Legacy 90.1. How you doing, mate? It's my little nephew tuned in. Hey, what's going on, sis? Text line 0759 964 2626. Just going to go into a quick advert break. We'll finish off the show with some more Scientist, and then I'll take my leave.
I want you to know in this time, girl, that my heart is one of the kind.
Feel the vibe on Legacy.
You said you're the best, but when I'm around, you're the second best.
Music lovers, are you ready for this? The Strictly Vinyl Cup Clash 2022. Now listen carefully. When we say vinyl, we mean vinyl. No CDs, no laptops, no dubplates. Strictly plastics. Taking place Saturday the 9th of July 2022 at the Morgan's Bar, 30 Talbot Road, Manchester M16 0PF. Featuring 5 contestants from around the UK. Fluid Irie from Leeds, DJ Tubbs from London, New Dimension with DJ Sugar from Manchester, Tenfold Willpower Sound from Sheffield, and Mr. Clement from Birmingham. Hosted by Lady V from V-Rocket. Sound supplied by King Solomon and early one by Sylvester the Cat and DJ Defender. Doors opening from 9 p.m. Clash starts 11 p.m. sharp. Limited £15 tickets available from Skiddle.com. Plus Manchester outlets Chicken Run and Sister Naomi. This is the most anticipated clash after lockdown. The Strictly Vinyl Cup Clash. Tune, speech and delivery. Who will be the winner? Saturday 9th of July at the Morgan's Bar in Manchester. I'll see you there.
Join us at the prestigious Food and Groove Festival on Saturday the 6th of August 2022 at the Irish World Heritage Centre, Cheetham Hill, Manchester, MAOAE. Treat your taste buds to a variety of delicious national and international cuisines offered on the day. See A-list artists performing live such as Alexander O'Neill, Dexter Wanzel, Loose Ends, Omar and many more. Event starts at 12 noon till 11 p.m. Sponsors of this event are Ancoats Car Sales, 8-Track Spice Rum, OPM, Nero Vodka and Chicken Run Takeaway. Get your tickets at foodandgroovefestival.com, also on universe.com and skiddle.com.
If you have an upcoming event, a project happening, or an important announcement you'd like the community to be aware of, Legacy 90.1 FM are able to offer advertising packages tailored to meet your needs. To request an advertising pack or for further information, email advertising@legacy901.co.uk. Also, don't miss out on the key information about Legacy, so please follow the station on social networks at Legacy 90.1 FM on Facebook and Instagram and Legacy 901 FM on Twitter. Legacy 90.1 FM. Feel the vibe.
Legacy 90.1. It's DJ Lighta in your area. And anytime you come, you know it's straight murder. DJ Lighta from a Manchester. And when you fling it down, you know it's straight murder. DJ Lighta, we salute you. Now hear this.
I wanna call you on the telephone. Girl, you know I love
as I go into my last one. Bit of a scientist special today. We had the man in the building. Nice interview. So this is my last one. Taken from the album Scientists Rid the World of the Evil Curse of the Vampires. This one, Blood on His Lips. Thanks again for everyone tuned in, all the text line crew. I'll see you again very soon, right here, Legacy 90.1, Thursday 7 till 9 p.m.